guys, what is going on? Welcome back. Justin here. As always, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Mike Flanagan's Midnight Mass Book 2, Songs. And before we get into that, I'm going to ask you guys to take 2 seconds of your time, just a couple seconds, go down below and like this video. I need your help to grow this channel, and liking helps me do that. So please, guys, go down below, like this video. If this video gets to 50 likes, I will do a giveaway. I have some really sweet stuff that I want to do giveaways for in October, but I need your help, and I will bribe you if I need to. I am not above that. So get this video to 50 likes, and we'll do a giveaway or two, okay? I will bribe you, like I said. I am not above that. So now that we have that shameless nonsense out of the way, let's get into Mike Flanagan's Midnight Mass, Episode 2. Alright guys, welcome back to my Midnight Mass episode recap series. This is episode 2. If by chance you missed the first episode, I will link that down below. I'm also going to be starting a Midnight Mass playlist. You'll be able to find all of these episodes in one place. I'm really excited to talk about this. One thing I didn't mention in my first episode was that when Mike Flanagan announced the new series, I didn't watch a single teaser. I didn't watch a single trailer. I didn't look up a plot synopsis. I knew nothing about what this show was going to be about when I started episode 1, and I'm so glad I did that. I find that if I'm pretty confident in a director I like, I really don't feel the need to watch a trailer, and it just makes it so much more like rewarding when you watch the episode and everything's new and it's a surprise. And episode 1 of this show was a surprise. We got some great characters. Of course, this is a slow burn series. I know there's been some complaints about the show moving a little slow. It's a slow burn show. It's a slow burn mystery. So that aspect of the storytelling doesn't bother me at all. Another thing that I'm making a conscious effort not to do as I make these videos for you guys is I'm not binge watching this show. I'm not watching the whole series and then recording these videos. I'm watching an episode and making the videos as I go along. So as of right now, I have not seen episode 3. I've only seen episodes 1 and 2. Yes, I could probably get out videos quicker by just binge watching and recording the videos, but I don't want to do that. I want to be able to deep dive each episode and have them fresh in my mind. And I've just watched episode 2. I got some notes here, and I can't wait to talk about it. Overall, I am absolutely loving this show. We're only on episode 2, so of course there's a lot of unanswered questions. We have some big revelations. We have some major events that happens with our characters, but as far as the big picture, everything's still pretty well a mystery. But for episode 2, I'm just going to talk about the main events, the main things that happen, as far as some little nuanced thoughts that I have about the themes and what's actually going on in the show. I know by the comments, a lot of you guys have already watched the show and are kind of just watching me go along and discover it. So have fun as I scramble for answers as I watch this show. But I love shows like this that are slow burns, that don't give you everything up front, that leaves you with cliffhangers at the end of the episodes and leaves you wanting more. And, you know, that's just the kind of storytelling that I like, and that's what Mike Flanagan does. So like I said in my first Midnight Mass video, that first episode is just a lot of obviously table setting, introducing our characters and the environment. And in this next episode, although we're not getting a lot of big picture answers, like I said, we're learning a lot more about these characters. We're peeling away the layers, and it's really ratcheting up the tension as far as tensions between characters, the growing mysteries about certain characters, especially Father Paul, and what the hell is going on with Monsignor Pruitt. Bev Keene's character, the other teacher, this sort of like goody two-shoes person that seems to have sort of like a dark underlying tone to her personality. Something's going on with her. We're learning a lot more about Erin Green's character and her mom being an alcoholic and her going through her shit, as well as getting to know sort of our main character in Riley Flynn, learning a little bit more about him as he struggles with religion and the mistakes he's made, the unfortunate accident that killed his passenger. We still don't know who that was, who was in that car. I'm sure we'll dive into it. Now, right off the bat, guys, with episode 2, we are greeted to a incredibly impressive, almost 8-minute long one-take shot. Handheld shot that does not cut for nearly 8 minutes as all of our characters convene on the beach and are trying to figure out what the hell's going on with all these dead cats. The sheriff notices that it's really peculiar that none of these cats are bleeding. They don't seem to be having any fresh blood, which means they were killed somewhere else and washed ashore. And they discussed the idea that they were washed up from the upwards, which we were introduced to that area, the little remote island at the beginning of the very first episode. And the kids go to smoke their doobies, which is also the first instance of what we believe to be now as the first sighting of Monsignor Pruitt. He has the glowing eyes. We didn't know anything at that point, but we basically see that cats are being killed and possibly something or somebody is feeding off of cats on this island. But now they're all washing ashore already dead. So it's a big mystery and they're all trying to figure that out, and they ultimately decided that they're going to burn all of these cats. And that's actually a pretty cool aspect in the sense that we as the audience actually know a little bit more than our characters do, because we've been there on the upwards. We've seen something or someone killing these cats, and these characters are trying to figure it out. And while we're talking about the filmmaking aspects of this, there's another quick shot that I felt was worth mentioning. That amazing like drone overhead flying shot that goes over the island. Whatever the hell that was, we're assuming killed that drug dealer kid, so I can't wait to figure out what the hell is going on with that. But that shot was just amazing. Kind of reminded me of Beetlejuice when he's flying over the model, but I think you hear some wings too, so I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Then we have just a couple bullet points here that are the big takeaways from the show. One being the massive revelation that Lisa, the girl in the wheelchair, was shot by the town drunk Joe. He is the reason that she is in the wheelchair. That's why everybody seems to scoff at this guy, and he's just not well liked. Aside the fact of just being sort of a degenerate alcoholic, you find out that he was shooting his gun and paralyzed this poor girl in the wheelchair, which is incredibly sad. This leads us right into the next big event at the big Ash Wednesday potluck dinner. The town is gathered, listening to music, having drinks, having a great time. Mike Flanagan really wanted us to focus on that band, by the way. I don't know if that's going to come into play, but he seemed to really like showing us a lot of shots of that band performing. But anyway, all of a sudden in the middle of this party, we hear these gut-wrenching screams. We come to find out that it's Joe. Somebody has poisoned his damn dog. That was so horrible to watch, that poor dog, oh my God. But they do show this quick insert shot of the dog eating a hot dog. Somebody intentionally poisoned this dog. Now, they sort of lead us to believe that it could be a couple people, most notably Bev Keane, as she had just talked about all the poison that she uses around the house and around the church and stuff, around the schoolhouse, which was an amazing scene, by the way, as she was sort of explaining herself. She didn't admit to anything, but what a great performance that was. That scene in the cupboard as she was sort of denying that she had anything to do with poisoning that dog. She just had something really sinister. Part of me thinks it's sort of a red herring, making her seem that way, but man, what a great performance from her. That was incredible. Anytime something like that happens to a dog, it's like, oh my God, that was just so sad. And also worth mentioning is the performance. When Joe's dog dies, the actor, his name is Robert Longstreet, gave that performance. That was really impressive. I really felt for him as he just wept over his dog. Some of you guys might remember him from Ozark. He was the big bad drug kingpin guy in the town, but what a phenomenal performance from him as well. In my personal opinion, I don't think Bev Keane killed his dog. I just don't. I think that's a red herring. I think there's a bigger picture that we're not seeing quite yet, but I'm sure that will unfold. And then the rest of the big revelations, the rest of the big events that has to do with this episode is obviously from Father Paul. We still don't know where the hell he's from. In fact, he's still evading, sort of telling people where he was before he came to Crockpot Island. I think that's what it is. He's talking to Lisa and she's like, the whole town's wanting to know where the hell you're from. Where were you at before this? And of course, in his tone, he's like, it's all about the journey. It doesn't really matter where I was before, but the journey brought me here, da 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 da. So he doesn't want to say where he came from. We still don't know if he's a real priest, what the hell happened. At the same time, Father Paul, this new priest, seems to know everything about everyone, and he says he received all this information from Monsignor Pruitt. So we're led to believe that he at least spoke with him. He at least did have contact with their previous priest. We don't know what happened to him after that, We don't know if that's him wandering around the beach. So this is another huge mystery that we have no idea what the hell's going on. Another thing that's pretty sketchy that Father Paul does is set up the AA meetings so that Riley doesn't have to go to the mainland for his AA meetings. On the surface, it seems like, okay, maybe Father Paul just wants to help him out. For some reason, I don't feel like he wants Riley leaving this island. The more he can keep him in his clutches, especially in this vulnerable state that he's in after the conversation he had about his alcoholism and losing faith in God and all this stuff. He's obviously in a very emotional state. In the previous episode, he feels like he has zero purpose for anything. He doesn't have any sort of purpose in life. He's just sitting around breathing. Father Paul realizes this, so he's saying, stay here with me, I'll take care of you, I'll start an AA chapter. So in my opinion, I think he really wants to keep him there in his vulnerable state. Maybe he's gonna manipulate him, I don't know, but I'm really curious to see where that goes. Another theme of Mike Flanagan's is addiction. Themes of addiction are really prevalent in a lot of his stuff, in The Haunting of Hill House, in Dr. Sleep, in this, which is a really interesting aspect to his storytelling. And I found myself connecting with Riley and a lot of these themes that were discussed in this episode and in a lot of Mike Flanagan stuff. I'm somebody who is sober myself. I don't talk about it a lot on the channel, but I quit drinking a little over 3 years ago. Alcohol was causing more problems in my life than I wanted to deal with, so I had to cut it off. So I am very aware and familiar with those struggles, just going day to day and trying to keep your cravings at bay and trying to live the best life you can, even though you may have regrets or you may deal with anxiety or guilt or all these sort of things. It really connected with me, and I was right there in those moments. Though I don't think Father Paul, I don't think his intentions are 100% pure. Either way, the information and the conversation was really meaningful to me personally. And then finally, we are given probably the biggest event in the entire series so far, and that is Father Paul somehow performing a miracle for young Lisa as she gets up to receive the body of Christ. That was insane. That was an insane moment in the show. I did not think that that was going to happen. As he holds out the body of Christ and invites her to come closer, as she starts to lean forward, he moves back and forces her to try to get up. And of course, the rest of the congregation is like, what are you doing, man? Are you some kind of asshole or something? Don't be a dick. Give her the goddamn wafer or whatever the hell it is. And she stands up, which is just wild. So this just deepens the mystery of what the hell is going on in the big picture of this show. I cannot wait to see where it goes. But also a correction from my last episode, which a subscriber, or I don't know if he's a subscriber, but at least a commenter, noted below in my last video that Riley was only gone for 4 years, not 10 years. So that's something that I wanted to correct, but I cannot wait to check out episode 3. I'm gonna watch that tonight, and I'm gonna keep these videos going. I'm gonna try to get the videos out every day to keep these recaps rolling, so make sure you guys are watching along with me. I'm watching them one at a time, like I said, so of course, drop your comments down below and let me know what you're thinking of the show so far. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. If I failed to mention anything that you feel is important in this episode, I'm sure it's possible I could have left something out. If I did, drop those thoughts down below. We'll discuss it in the next episode. Like this video, guys. Get this video to 50 likes and I will do a giveaway. But guys, I think we're done here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Stay weird. Remember to always be yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.